Back on Morning Line, it's our final segment this morning. Nathan Sharkey, photojournalist here at News Channel 5, was good enough to come on early this morning. We showed earlier in the program the piece he put together on homelessness in Nashville and a different take on it, going into the areas with a psychologist from Vanderbilt, trying to get a handle on the psychology of homelessness and how to deal with it. So I appreciate you coming on, Nathan.
Thank you.
A great piece. Yeah. And just if folks are interested, if they missed it and are joining now, where can they watch it now? It's still, if you punch in online, newschannel5.com, it would come up. What would you punch in? Just a keyword?
You can, yes.
If it's down a ways now.
Homelessness and mental illness, I think those are the keywords.
On newschannel5.com.
Yeah, the segment's called Site Psych.
Site Psych.
Yeah.
Okay, so you could see it there if you'd like, and I highly recommend it. It's an interesting look at this, and I think there obviously is more to be done on that. Maybe you will. Let's go to Josh. Josh, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, Josh.
How you doing?
Good.
I've been clean and sober now for about 9 months. I was an IV drug user, and my drug use and alcoholism took me to the streets of Nashville. I was homeless down there for about 1.5 years, 2 years.
Wow.
And it took me going in and out of psychiatric hospitals and rehabs and everything. And it just took me figuring out that, I am bipolar. And, I tried to feed my, that's how I fixed myself with drug use, you know?
You were self-medicating.
Yes. And until I realized that I am truly bipolar, and get on, I take my medication, and that's what, keeps me going. I have a full-time job now, and, everything's going good. But it literally took a helping hand to get me, off the streets, and that's what my heart goes out to everybody. There are a lot of people on. I was fortunate enough, my family helped me back out, but that's what it took, was a reaching hand. It's terrible. I have a desire, a passion here in the future to start something my own self to try to help people, Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's great.
Well, you make a great point. I mean, and again, as I said going into the break before, we know what works, okay? And what worked for him was getting on a medication that helped him deal with his bipolar. And and now he's stable. You hear him call there. He's an intelligent man, and he wants to help others. That's what it took. But the key there was family that intervened. Yeah. So many of these people have either estranged from their family, they don't have family, and they disappear, and then how do you help them?
And a lot of times family tries and tries and tries and tries, and they just can't break through. And sometimes, unfortunately, people have to hit that rock bottom before they finally wake up one morning and like, I just can't live like this anymore.
The first guy we met in your story, the vodka. You had been on a binge, and he finally came off and he was going through heavy withdrawal, but as he walked to the car, he was telling her,
I got to stop. I got to get help. I can't live like this on the street anymore. Yeah. So, and again, the debate is there. Is addiction to mental illness or not? A lot of people will say it definitely is. When you self-medicate,
they go together. There's just no question. The sheriff will tell you the vast majority of people in any jail have addiction and mental illness problems. Okay, that's the fact, folks. And so here's the thing: if you just want to be mercenary about this in terms of whether or not you want to help people, by helping them, you're helping yourself, because it's going to cost you a lot less if you stop having to arrest these folks or stop having to treat them constantly by getting them back on their feet so they can contribute to society. It comes back to you. It's expensive.
Oh yeah,
it's expensive. Let's go to Dorothy. Hi, Dorothy.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd just like to say that some of the homeless that's out there is some that's fell on hard times and have lost their job, and then there's some that's been to college, and just because they can't get the job that they went to school for, then they'd rather just live on the street instead of going somewhere and taking a job where they can, just do that until they get what they want. And then there's the ones that's mentally ill. And I feel so sorry for those, because I have actually seen people go into trash cans and into the dumpsters and pick out stuff that people have ate off of and throw it away, and come out with them a complete meal and eat it. And people say, well, if they ask them for some money, they wouldn't give it to them because they know they're gonna take it and maybe, go get them something to drink. Well, I don't feel that way. I feel like, if they they go take that money and go get something to drink. Now you've done your part, you got your blessing, for the day, for doing, what you felt was right. I
agree with your point of view. I don't know. I don't always give when I encounter them, but I give oftentimes, and I have no illusions on what they're going to spend it or expectations. And I certainly don't put any restrict. I don't judge. I give it. They may go buy a bottle of booze, but I have helped them. It's not my place, but sometimes I do give money.
Sure. And with this piece that I did, there's one thing I did learn, and that was, giving money is great. And they appreciate it.
It's just at that moment in that vacuum.
But when you give them the money, just talk to them for just a second, a few minutes. Just say, hey, how's it going? How you feeling? What are you doing? What are you going through? You'll be surprised. And a lot of people ask me, why were the homeless so willing to let you put them on camera?
By the way, they were. You got permission from all of them.
All of them. And they were, because it's very rare that society takes a minute and talks to them and wants to hear what they have to say.
That's a great point. And I haven't done that enough, Nathan, in terms of when I do give, usually I'm just passing by or it's from the car. But you're right, to stop and just ask them a little something. They probably appreciate that almost as much as the money. Real quickly, let's take Grady. Grady, you just got a quick 30-second comment?
Okay, Dick. Mother, worked for Central State. And, we've got to get these people off the street, out of the cold, and thank God, we got Nathan there that's going out and showing what's happening. The state needs to put the money up. We don't need to send these people to jail where they're not getting any help. We need to give them mental help. And I hang up and listen to y'all's comment.
Yeah, he was listening. That's what you were saying.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you came out of this, as we have a minute, the piece you did, and you spent a lot of time with it, but did you come out with any optimism? Or is it more, boy, this is just bad and getting worse?
I have optimism because there are people like Dr. Fleisch who are out there, and they are trying to approach this in a different way. And so, obviously there's a lot of things that aren't working, but there are some things that are, and so just keep going with that.
Well, and that may be where you go. We've had several people who also asked when they called in if you're going to do any follow-ups or a series. I don't know. I mean, you've hit on something. There's a lot. The key is finding something new into this issue that takes it forward, which you did. I think you're going to do any more?
I probably will, especially talking with Sheriff Hall. There's a good potential.
Maybe look at that aspect and the institutionalism of it all. And anyway, but fantastic piece, Nathan. Thanks for coming on and joining us on camera for a change. And if you do more, we'd love to have you on again, all right?
Thanks for having me.
All right, Nathan. Take care. We'll take a break. Programming note right after this.
It's